Ron, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good, man. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good.
I have to be honest with you, though. I feel for you a little bit. I've done both shifts. I've done morning. I've done afternoons in radio, and this is the 2 days, the Thursday and Friday. You don't want to do afternoons. You just want to get back and eat as many chicken wings as you can.
Yeah, guess what? The good thing is we carry the games.
So you're off.
I'm off, baby. It's time to enjoy the games. I'm sitting back and chilling, drinking and eating, baby. Drinking and eating.
But you'll still do you'll still do 3 to 7, right?
No.
Oh, so you're off.
Yeah, we off. Thursday and Friday. We're carrying all the games with Westwood 1. So they're carrying the games while we're on. And hey, more power to them, baby. I'll see you on Monday.
Wait a second. Let me check my watch. I can be in Nashville in about an hour and 45 minutes. If I'm just
Come on. Meet me at Party Foul. I am hosting a watch party though. So yeah, I'll be there for a little while. Man, I got an open tab too, Dave. So come on, baby.
An open tab. Well, I don't drink anymore, but I can eat a lot.
You eat and drink a lot of water, baby. Eat and drink a lot of water.
Ron, Tennessee, finish this sentence for me. Tennessee will win easily tonight, which I think they will, because why?
You eliminate their main focus in Jordan Brown. You eliminate him with your 4 bodies that you have, and keep him to 6 points and 8 rebounds. I think that's a great job done, because that means you have to have Louisiana go to a different outlet, and that's not their main source of output. Their offense is what keeps them rolling, and if you don't have Jordan Brown as the catalyst for that, then I think Louisiana's in trouble, especially under those lights, being a team that hasn't really been there. So I think it's an opportunity for Tennessee to take advantage of that, especially with the 4 bodies they got to throw at them.
Ron, it's interesting to me you brought up Jordan Brown, because I look at this Louisiana team. They remind me of like a mid-major version of Arizona, almost like a clone. Super efficient from 3. They have an inside-out game. Is that good or bad news for Tennessee? They put up a fight against Arizona on the road earlier this year. So
I'd much rather have them playing a team like this with an inside-outside threat instead of a spread offense where you got guys shooting from everywhere, where you got to get Adu matched up with a stretch 5, or Tobe running out and switching on point guards, and having guys in mismatch situations. I would much rather have this, because guys are going to be able to play their natural positions. Tennessee still plays a traditional 4 and 5 in the games, and you want to be able to continue with that. So you don't want to have the bulk of the minutes go to Josiah sliding down to the 4th spot. You want to get as much rest for him as possible, and cool with him being in a natural position at the 3 where he doesn't have to do a lot of banging and things of that nature. So hopefully on the offensive end for Tennessee, you can take advantage and get some buckets too, where you don't have to go about being in a spread situation either. You want to play your traditional style. So I love this matchup, actually.
I think we lost Caleb's mic. Caleb, did we lose your mic?
Yes, you did. Caleb. I apologize.
Come on, Caleb. It's March Madness and your mic's going crazy.
I remember my first time in radio.
That's the second mic failure today.
Josh Ward had a mic failure with us just a second. Hey, look at your cup. Hold the cup up.
Oh, yeah.
I got 35.
Yeah, Via Veil on others that.
Can I get a 35 cup?
Hey.
Look at that.
I'll trade you a hooker shirt, which is quickly becoming dated because Hendon's gone. A hooker shirt for a 35 cup.
It can mean so many different things, Dave.
Looks like a Raiders cup. I'm going to be honest. The black and silver.
Reference to my daughter.
I went neutral, Caleb. I went neutral. I can take it anywhere.
So, Rod, it's funny because you're not supposed to look ahead, but I do want to talk a little bit about if Tennessee wins, the possibility of them facing Duke. Do you think it's a given that they're going to face Duke? Because Oral Roberts, I scouted them. They shoot really well from outside.
They do shoot really well. And then you got guys that are not. So Oral Roberts, you got guys that are new to it and don't know any better coming into the NCAA tournament. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know they're not supposed to be good. They don't know they're supposed to be upset. They don't know they're supposed to be stunned and shocked by the lights. So they come in and playing their way free for all. You never know what can happen in the tournament. That's one thing about March Madness. You can't script it. It's unscripted. And Duke coming into it, you're led by a guy in Jeremy Roach, but man, you got a lot of freshmen out there playing the bulk of the minutes who ain't never been there either. And this isn't Duke right now carries the same mystique to me as Kentucky does. Like nobody's really afraid of the tradition there because you don't have the same guy for Duke roaming the sidelines. Like at some point, he could get it together and get these guys to snap out of it and start playing the Duke style of way. Not saying anything to, against Shire, but like this is new for these guys, man. He's not been under the microscope of being shocked or something like that. You know, Hubert Davis went through it this year, so I mean it's only right if you look at the Boston brackets, then Oral Roberts go out there and give Duke a hell of a show.
Ron, I'm of the belief with John Calipari, and I want to get back to this game, that he's survived and thrived on the one and done. But I think you're going to see teams. I think you're about to see a real renaissance period in college basketball during the regular season. And the reason I believe that is because NIL is going to keep guys around who might have gone to the NBA prematurely.
Yeah.
I think you're going to see more mature teams. I think we're going to see guys that we know year to year, which is important. So I tie that to John Calipari, and he might have his one and dones and be more talented.
Yeah.
But I think his ship sailed. I think the game is now evolved, and it's going to be tougher for him to win at a high level with the one and done method. Your thoughts?
I think you could be right on that, Dave. I just look at it as, you know, he got a hell of a class coming in next year, man. And when you talk about talent, that is something serious. But we all know, man, when you playing against a guy that's 22, like a lot of these guys still have COVID years left. So when you speaking to it, like guys playing against guys 22 years old, 23 years old with NIL deals too, they're not really worried about the 19-year-old that's coming in and getting all the hoopla about going to the NBA and things of that nature. Like they want to shock you and be on front page of whatever website it is to let them know that, hey, man, we're here too. And we just knocked off Goliath. And that's what I'm talking about with the mystique not really being there. Like he even Cal tried to bring back a veteran group. And it still was a little rocky, you know. Case and Wallace kind of that mode that he went with this year, veterans around one young guy, kind of works right now. Like when you talk about the renaissance of a program, kind of putting a guy in there, a freshman, and letting him be around some veteran guys, and him trying to mature, and then by the end of the season, kind of like what Case and Wallace did. That'll be totally different next year when he gets all these one and dones, and guys got to move on, and he's stuck with them, and they don't have that experience, man. Experience is the best teacher. You don't have that, man. You don't have nothing. And it looks like, to your point, that's what it's about to get back to, because you're going to have not only that, but you got mid-major guys that's going to get in the transfer portal and try to make that leap to the Power 5 conferences, and they're going to be ready to play and prove something. So they'll be licking their chops when a guy comes in, such as a DJ Wagner next year, and you get the opportunity to play against him head up, you know, and it's gonna be fun to watch. I think you're right. You got to be able to mix it in and sprinkle it in with the transfer portal and guys that are staying around.
I think you're seeing already some of that at Gonzaga. I think there are guys that want to stay as opposed to hopefully make an NBA team. Sorry, Caleb, go ahead.
No, that's fine. It's time to put Ron on the spot regarding Tennessee.
Are we gonna do the pronounce Nico's name?
No,
I got it. I think.
Oh, you got it? All right, let's try
I don't want to do it right now. I had it. Iyamaliava.
Okay. Nico, what do you say? Oh, that's the wrong drop.
Another fail in radio.
Yeah, that was Nico's one of those days. I'm excited about it.
Iyamaliava.
Okay, Nico, what do you say?
Iyamaliava.
I think Ron just destroyed Josh Ward.
It's Maleava. See, I thought it was Maleava.
Nico, tell me.
Iyamaliava.
There we go.
I can send you that for your drop bank if you would like.
Maleava. You know what? I ride around saying this name because guess what? Because Ramon got it. Ramon Foster got it, and I'm like, man, how did he get that? So after I heard him get it right, I said, you know what? I'm gonna ride around practice saying it. So I've been practicing for about a month. I'm gonna be ready for it.
I did too. Bob Kessling's somewhere doing that as we speak. All right, Caleb, go ahead.
It's fine. That wasn't the thing that was going to put him on the spot, but that was a good one. No, what I'm putting you on the spot for is, all right, who goes further? Both number 4 seeds, Vols or Lady Vols?
Ooh.
That is a good one, Caleb. Golly. Oh, with the Lady Vols playing at home. That's a good one, man. Wow.
It's tougher than it was back in the day when you just assumed the Lady Vols would make the Sweet 16.
You just knew what it was. You just knew what it was. Like they scathed by a little bit last year. I forgot who it was. Was it Louisville they were playing in Tennessee? I forgot who it was, but I was watching it. Yeah, and they got on by that one. Man. See, that mystique is gone just a little bit too, like I was speaking about with Kentucky and Duke too. So you got to kind of regain that. I'm gonna have to go. The safest pick is the Lady Vols. That's the safest pick with them playing at home, and I think they got a jolt in the arm with Tamaria Key announcing she's coming back. Rakia Jackson, her announcing. I think that kind of lifts the spirits and gets them through. My money. I'm gonna go with the men, man. I'm gonna go with the men. I got the men getting to the Sweet 16, and then we'll see what happens then.
Wow.
So it may be even. I may break even on this.
Yeah, I think if you put money on
what you think, Caleb?
I'm sorry?
What you think?
Oh, I got Lady Vols. I got Lady Vols going to the Sweet 16. I got men losing in the second round. Sorry, I'm a hater.
Okay, that's cool. So you got them losing to Oral Roberts.
I got to lose.
You think Duke is going?
I got to lose.
Oh, you think Duke is going to make it?
I think Duke's going to make it. I think without Zakai, I think Tennessee is just going to have too many issues to get to the Sweet 16.
So what is it? You like the freshmen for Duke? What is it? Like, what make you think them freshmen go?
No, it's more just Duke's red hot. I mean, they've won 9 straight. They won the ACC tournament. They still shoot the ball well, and they still have enough size. And I don't think Tennessee can turn up the tempo the way they would want to defensively without Zakai. And I think that's I think Duke's gonna be able to run their offense because of that.
Okay.
When we were having the discussion earlier, is Tennessee the best program to not make it to a Final Four? And you start to look at the list, and there are well-funded programs like Alabama is one, and there are other programs that place a higher emphasis on basketball, I believe, like say Xavier. But when you start talking about the best programs to never make the Final Four, Tennessee's right up there. And when you talk about the Ernie and Bernie days and you guys and all that Tennessee's had in a rich basketball history, second to Kentucky and wins in the SEC and all of that. And I'm just curious what a Final Four run would mean to Tennessee's basketball program, both from a recruiting and fan standpoint.
I think it would stamp it. You're looking for a stamp to solidify that you belong. Like, you got all the accolades, you got players of the years and All-Americans and everything, but you're missing that Final Four run that you got to be able to look back at. It's kind of like the Vols football team in the 80s and 90s. You're like, yeah, all this talent, man. Like, dude, great coach, great players, great fan base, and it was all stamped and solidified with that 98 national championship. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of let everybody, this next generation, ride in on a wave and, start to be able to remember what the golden years were like. I think this is what you need. You got to have it at some point for basketball. I think it's been a lot of flirting. The expectations have been there. Just not being able to get all the way there, man. Whether it's a bad call, luck of the ball, bouncing a certain way, whatever it is, you gotta get there, man, somehow, some way. And I think it'll mean the world. It'll mean the world to Vol Nation and the Tennessee basketball program and the program in itself.
Ron, one more either or real quick. On a broader scale, I've given my thoughts on March Madness. I admit when I'm watching the tournament, it's exciting. It's overall, it's like alcohol to me. I love it, but it's
Welcome
not.
to the fun, Caleb. Welcome to the fun, Caleb. Welcome to the party, baby.
I said sometimes I feel like it sacrifices the regular season too much. So March Madness to me is like alcohol. I love it, but it causes some other damage that you don't feel when you're enjoying it at the time. But so what's going to be more exciting? March Madness or the upcoming in 2 years 12-team college football playoff? Which one's going to be more fun long term?
It's hard.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna have to say March Madness, just because it being unscripted, and this is the only time that you can have a mid-major that was 500 in the regular season catch fire down the stretch and make a Sweet 16 run. Like you with the 12-team playoff, you're gonna get the first 4 with a bye. The other 8 teams that are playing, you kind of got it figured out. You know what I'm saying? And even if those, say, a lower team advances and gets to play one of those first 4 teams, I mean, I don't think the hype will be there. It'll be good for the programs without question, and the travel and everything, but I don't think we're going to walk into it thinking that San Diego State can beat Alabama if they match up against them. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you come into this one, we sitting here talking about Oral Robertson, we can really put up a debate about why Oral Roberts can get Duke. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think with that hanging around March Madness and it being 3 weeks of it, it's like March Madness has its own place. If we can just get NFL free agency to simmer down, I think everything will be fine. But the college football playoff is going to be fun for that time, I think, without question, because you're also playing off the heels of the NFL playoffs getting ready to go too. So it's like a culmination of, it's just a party. It's just a party all around. You on Saturday, Sunday, like the weekends are great. You're gonna have to end up taking off Monday for some reason, but it's everything you want in fun and sports and storylines and things of that nature. But ain't nothing like March Madness, man. Nothing like March Madness.
No, it's pretty special. I've always found one of the most interesting things to me is in basketball, when you get selected in the tournament, you basically have 3 days to prepare for opponent 1. And then you've got 48 hours to prepare for opponent 2. So covering you guys, I'm familiar with how that works. You would have one guy scout or Roberts, you would have one guy scout Duke. Mm-hmm. But it just is fascinating to me in football. I mean, they're studying Georgia like today. Okay. So, I mean, you don't have that quick a turnaround. So that being said, with that as the backdrop, and you've got to get ready for a team, does Rick Barnes or did Jerry Green have conversations like big picture, macro conversations? And the conversation this year would be anybody can win this thing. Mm-hmm. And if I'm Rick Barnes and I look at my team, I say, listen, we've had some ups and downs. Things didn't go well at the end of the year, lost Sakai. But there's 25, 30 teams that could win this tournament. Why can't you be one of them? Do you have those big macro conversations, or is there too much going on getting ready for a game?
I think it's you have that leading up to the game, day of the game, is kind of put out of your mind, and you kind of narrow it and start to think just about that team. You actually don't even. I think that's what got us in trouble on our Sweet 16 run. Us looking forward to, we couldn't wait to play Tulsa. Oh, we knew, like we knew we had North Carolina. It wasn't no ifs, ands, or buts. We knew we were gonna beat them. We knew that they ran their offense through Brandon Haywood. We were gonna lock them down. We had the best defender probably to walk the earth at 6'8", 6'9" with CJ Black. So he was gonna handle Haywood, and he handled them. And then you could throw me at him, Hathaway, Hayslip. Like, we had bodies. We had bodies to throw at them that had IQ and know how to play and wasn't scared to bang. So we coming out and in the tunnel, like we telling North Carolina, like, we about to beat y'all. And it ain't even like, it don't matter how we do it, we gonna beat y'all. We see Tulsa, we see Bill Self in the stands scouting the game, and we can't wait. We saw him walk by. Coach, we after y'all. We got y'all. We making up because we played them in Puerto Rico earlier that year, right, and lost to them. So we automatically like, oh yes, this is it. Like it's set up perfect for us. And Haywood fouled out. And that threw our whole game plan
Peppers
off.
came in. I'll never
and Julius Peppers
sitting there
in.
and looking at that dude thinking, that is one heck of an athlete. But you should blame. Do you still talk to Mark Packer at all?
Yeah, I do talk to
You should blame
Mark.
him because he came up to me on the sideline and he said, well, looks like Tennessee's going to the Final Four now. And as soon as he said that, Brendan gets the foul and Julius Peppers comes in. It's Mark Packer's fault.
That's exactly whose fault it is. That's exactly like we had it. If he never fouls out,
right?
They continue to run their offense through Haywood, and it's nothing. They took the ball out of his hands and put it in Ed Coda's hands, man, and he was a maestro, man, and it crushed us. So I think, man, you can get caught looking ahead, but you want to focus on that game. I'm talking about all the way until the time ticks off, and that's what we were doing all the way up to that point. And I think we kind of felt it too. Like we got these guys.
Oh, I thought there was no question. You guys had it. Quick question on the message board. Have you ever thought about going into coaching?
Yeah, that's what I actually wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do before I started doing this. I tried my hand at everything, man. I did high school coaching for 4 years. I tried to get into college ranks. Did a couple private schools. Like I did it. I did it all, man. Knocked on the door, beat on the door, and that door never opened. Nobody ever came to it. I don't even think nobody looked out the peephole. So I actually went to the house next door, and the media door was wide open, and they greeted me with open arms, and here I am.
You have that little automatic cameras on the door. Ding dong, it's Ron again. Pretend we're not here.
Everybody just got quiet. I saw the lights on and everything. It was a party. It was like Home Alone when the people going by the window. When he was acting.
Well, I'm curious though, because you could still do it when you see Penny, Jerry Stackhouse, those guys that are doing that. You're building a name for yourself. We've seen in basketball guys get plucked from the media. Well, how would you react if that happened? If somebody called?
I'm gonna be honest, man. Honestly, I would love to do it. Like it's nothing like being around the game of basketball, to prep for it, and to be able to transfer the information to the player, and then the player carry it out. It may only happen 2 out of 8 times that the player carries out the information, but when it happens, man, it's no other greater feeling than that. Like as a coaching staff, to go back in that locker room after the players in there celebrating, you sit right there like, that was a hell of a game plan, man. And they carried it out, and we got to win. Like that's as close as you will ever get again to playing. You know what I'm saying? Like to be able to have your imprint on the game, there's no other feeling like that. Like when I get to go call games, I still prep like I'm playing the game. Like I don't really take my notes out there with me or anything. Like I write them down, study the notes, put my music on as I'm getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? As I'm riding to the arena, I got my music bumping like I'm getting ready to play the game, and it's showtime. So that's as close as I get right now in broadcasting and doing media. So yeah, it ain't nothing like it. Ain't nothing like coming through that tunnel. It's different.
Telling you what I might do, because I've always, Ron, I know you played it in high school. I think you'd be a good football coach, honestly.
Yeah, I'd be a good get-back coach.
Here's the thing. If Ron, born in Memphis, lives in Nashville, went to school, went to UT Knoxville, one of the guys that covers the whole state of Tennessee, if you coach Tennessee, I don't think a player would leave the state.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't let them. I wouldn't let them. Like, I'll probably be investigated with tampering, and mine would be more of kidnapping, because I'm not going to let them. You try to go to a visit, I'm going to be waiting there at the airport and take them away, then keep them for 2 days, and they'll be like, I just missed this. He missed this recruiting visit. Sorry. Hey, man, come on up here to Tennessee. Like, hey, man, there's no way I'll let anybody get out the state of Tennessee. I would love it.
Ron, great stuff. For those that might be listening in Nashville, where are you going to be for the watch party again?
I'm in Party Foul. Party Foul, the restaurant in Murfreesboro today from 10 until, and then tomorrow I'm at Party Foul in Cool Springs. So come on, holler at us, watch the game with us.
We had another question from Nick real quick. More popular in high school, you or John Henderson?
Oh, no question. Big John. Hey, man, this man was He was the number one player in football in America, especially on the defensive end. Ronald Curry, him and Ronald Curry would go back and forth. And then he was top 15 in basketball. Like, this man was Baby Shaq.
Nice.
How can I be more popular than Baby Shaq? Like, I was 6'4", 6'5", 185. He's 6'8", 285, and moving like wasn't no comparison. I had more highlights than him though. That's what you want to know.
Absolutely. So you'll be at Party Foul is a chicken tender technically.
Yes.
Let me ask you this: is a boneless chicken wing a thing, or is it just a big chicken nugget?
That's a big chicken nugget.
You gotta have the bone. You gotta have the bone.
You gotta have the bone in, and nothing like it.
You're a great man, Ron. I appreciate you, buddy. Enjoy the tournament.